Good evening, Farmington Hills. Welcome to the regular City Council meeting of September 19th, 2022 at City Hall. We will begin with the regular session meeting, and we will call it to order, and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Chief Unruh, will you please lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next is roll call.
Mayor Barnett,
Here.
Council Members Bolaware,
Here.
Bridges,
Here.
Bruce,
Here.
Knoll,
Here.
Massey,
Here.
and Newland.
Here.
Thank you.
Next is approval of the regular session meeting agenda as published. Dr. Massey?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would move that we approve the agenda as published.
I'll second. It's been moved by Dr. Massey, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Mary Newland. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? It passes. Next is the proclamation recognizing October 19th through 15th as Fire Prevention Week. Dr. Massey, would you like to read that for us?
I would certainly be happy to do that. So, proclamation for Fire Prevention Week, October 9 through 15, 2022. Fire won't wait, plan your escape. Whereas fire is a serious public safety concern, both locally and nationally, and the Farmington Hills Fire Department is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those who live in our city or visit our community, and whereas the 2022 National Fire Protection Association campaign theme is Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape, reinforces the critical importance of developing a home escape plan and practicing it regularly. And whereas, according to NFPA data, your home, the place where people feel safest, is actually where you are at greatest fire risk, with 74% of all U.S. fire deaths occurring in homes. And whereas today's homes burn faster and hotter than they used to, minimizing the amount of time to escape safely, with as little as 2 minutes to get out from the time smoke alarm sounds in a typical home fire. And whereas the fire department urges everyone to develop a home escape plan with all members of the household, including those with sensory or physical disabilities. And whereas firefighters emphasize the need for at least 2 ways out of every room, an outside meeting place a safe distance from your home, and a home fire drill practice at least twice a year, both during the day and at night. And whereas Farmington Hills firefighter paramedics are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire deaths and injuries, and join with the NFPA in celebrating the 100th anniversary of Fire Prevention Week, the nation's longest running public health observance on record. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Vicki Barnett, Mayor of the City of Farmington Hills, on behalf of the City Council, does hereby proclaim October 9 through 15, 2022 as the Fire Prevention Week in the City of Farmington Hills, and urges all residents to follow the 2022 Fire Prevention Week theme, Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape.
Thank you very much, and we have the proclamation right here. Would you like to come up and get it? Thank you so much. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Mayor, Council, for giving the fire department a chance to discuss Fire Prevention Week. And it's my honor to accept this proclamation on behalf of the fire department. My name is Dennis Ferman. I'm a staff lieutenant with the fire department. I work in fire prevention currently. I wanted to start off with just a little bit of history about Fire Prevention Week. It comes every single year, but what is it truly? It was started by the National Fire Protection Association, NFPA, in 1922 to commemorate the Great Chicago Fire of 1871. So this is the 100th anniversary of Fire Prevention Week. To us, it's a pretty nice thing. So that great fire in Chicago, over 2 days, 17,000 buildings were destroyed. There was roughly $200 million in damages, so if you break that out in today's dollars, that's approximately $4.484 billion. significant. There were around 300 people that were killed and 100,000 people approximately that were left homeless from that fire. So it was such a tragic event that Fire Prevention Week was kind of born from that. In 1925, President Calvin Coolidge proclaimed the first Fire Prevention Week a national observance. So he noted that in the previous year, 15,000 lives were lost. They thought that was unacceptable. His proclamation stated, and I quote, "This waste results from the conditions which justify a sense of shame and horror. For the greater part of it could and ought to be prevented. It is highly desirable that every effort be made to reform the conditions which have made possible so vast a destruction of the national wealth." So billions of dollars are destroyed because of fire. And now we're at 100 years since Fire Prevention Week has come. So we're still having a fire problem, and we're doing our part to try and snuff that out. So every year, the week of October 9th, we celebrate Fire Prevention Week. It's the longest running public health observance in our country, and it gives us a chance to refocus our efforts on fire prevention activities. For 2022, as you had discussed, the theme for Fire Prevention Week is Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape. Now, ever since I started, we've been promoting escape plans, but this theme is going to give us a chance to kind of redouble our efforts with that in mind. So how are we going to go about doing that? We're going to do a public information campaign highlighting ways to plan exit drills in your home, businesses. We also plan on providing education to families, to caregivers, those who care for small ones, and really push this message across the community. So one of the areas that we're going to try and promote that is our citywide open house that's coming up. Citywide open house is planned for October 8th, and on there, we're going to use that to help kick off the Fire Prevention Week. Now, highlights of that event are going to include, on the fire department's end, we have a display with a kitchen fire, and then we also have a display with a Christmas tree fire. Two fires that may occur in someone's home. This is going to give, when we have those displays at our open house, it's going to give people an opportunity to really feel the heat, see just how dangerous and devastating fire can be, and we're also going to be able to share our message on how we can prevent fires from like that from happening. Another thing the fire department is going to do, we have a partnership with Ford. Ford gives us a late model vehicle, almost brand new. Then our firefighters are going to go in and simulate a rescue of somebody that may be entrapped by that car. Now, it's kind of heartbreaking when you see a brand new Ford vehicle getting cut open, but we always say if someone's trapped in that car, we remove the vehicle from around that patient. So people that come to that open house are going to get a chance to see that. We're also going to do a special event for Dozer. That's our beloved canine officer. And to find out more about that, I'm going to encourage you, come on out to the open house. It's going to be pretty nice. We're going to have the police show off their capabilities of their drones. Pretty proud of that program, and they'll be able to show that off. It's some very high-tech equipment. And then we're going to kick off that event with a flyover from Air One. It's the Michigan State Police Aviation Unit. So they're going to start off our open house. Very impressive when it comes by. Another one of our goals is to get a smoke alarm in the ceiling of every home that's in the city. If we're still having fires that there's either a non-functional smoke alarm or there's not one in there at all, or the battery's been taken out. So it's my job, and part of what we do is to try and get these alarms into homes that are of need. So we partner with the American Red Cross, and we partner with the state of Michigan. A matter of fact, the state of Michigan just received $1 million to purchase smoke alarms and then spread that out to communities just like ours. So we are going to be able to put up smoke alarms at no cost to the city or the resident and improve the safety. So if there's anyone of need, I want them to come on out to the fire department and we can help them. Another part of our grant program is, it's kind of new, it's carbon monoxide alarms. And there's a lot of homes that do not have carbon monoxide alarms in them. Carbon monoxide is that silent killer. You can't smell it, hear it, see it, but it's a gas that's poisonous. The only way that you could be aware of that gas in your home is to have a carbon monoxide alarm. So we've been grant funded. We're getting all of these carbon monoxide alarms, and we want to get out there and put them in people's houses. So I encourage people, come on out and reach out to the fire department. We're also going out to people. We can help them. So the fire department wants to thank you for your constant support from both the city of Farmington Hills and the council, mayor. We truly can't achieve our mission without the support of everyone, so thank you very much. It's been my honor to be among such an accomplished group and then to be able to relay our message of safety and fire prevention. So I want to thank you.
Thank you. And as my chair sinks further into the ground, I think we're about as low as we can go right now. Before I turn it over to Jackie, I would just like to ask two questions.
Yes.
How many smoke detectors should one have in their house, and how many carbon monoxide detectors should they have, and should they be placed?
So you should have one carbon monoxide alarm for each level of the home and one near any heating appliance. And then when it comes to smoke alarms, current code states that you should have one in every sleeping area in the home, and then we have one in common corridors, and then at least one on each level. So at least one in a basement, one on the first floor, and if you have sleeping quarters in the upstairs, we want one in every bedroom.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Jackie?
Yes.
Ms. Bulaware, I'm
yes.
sorry.
I was reading today about this really new program. I don't know if you can speak on it. It's called the Knock Box. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely.
Very impressive, the grant and what it means and what it will do for a lot of individuals.
So what a Knox box is a very hardened box that can keep a key. Now, we have the program in place for a lot of our commercial businesses to where there's a box mounted on the wall on the outside. And we work very closely with those commercial businesses to get their key and their access cards inside that box. And then the only people that can access those boxes are the fire department. So it's a very secure process. We've put a lot of time, energy, and resources into making sure that it's secure. We also have a program currently that is for residential Knox boxes in the home. And I'm actually proud to say, we are one of the first fire departments in the nation to be able to be part of this grant-funded program. We've received an amount of these residential Knox boxes from Knox, and I think we're one of 5 fire departments to get that. And what we're able to do is, if we have this stock available, we can give that to a resident homeowner on a loan basis to be able to provide, you can put their key inside the Knox box, and then the fire department can access their property without causing any damage.
And those are for people who have health challenges or elderly, or what's the target for those, the target market for those Knox boxes?
Well, that's exactly it. Somebody who is likely to need the care, and this is the residential ones, they're likely to need the care either on kind of a permanent or a temporary basis. What if someone had a surgery? They may need some care from 911. It's going to be a temporary period of time that we're going to have that Knox box there. Or if someone is just kind of declining in health, we have these Knox boxes available, and we can put that on their door. It allows very quick access for a firefighter to get inside that home and help those people.
That's great, great program.
Without breaking the door down.
I'm sorry?
Without breaking the door down.
Correct.
Anyone else have, Ken? And then
Thank you.
Mr. Bridges.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Quick question, actually, first question's probably easier than the second. So in the resolution, it's mentioned that residential fires burn faster and hotter today. It used to be you'd tell people you had 5 minutes to get out. Now you've got 2 minutes to get out. So the first part of that question is what's causing that increased combustibility? And secondly, while we probably don't want to necessarily require things because it does inhibit development a little bit, but should we be considering an encouragement of residential fire suppression equipment in new buildings, in new homes, and just get your opinion on that?
So I guess in response to the first question, we say homes from the 70s. We call those legacy homes, and furniture from the 70s. It's a little different than what's out there currently. The old furniture was cloth fabrics, or kind of a mass of wood. that would take a while to burn. The products that we have in our homes currently now it's all, poly something. It's some type of plastic or a chemical. There's not much mass to it, so they're kind of lightweight, and there's lots of foams that are involved in that. And, if you put heat to that, it almost just liquefies and turns into something extremely flammable. So, throw all these components inside a house, they light on fire extremely fast, extremely fast. It used to be in the 70s, you had a long time. Now that is not the case. We need to be ready to get out, and don't wait and get out of that house as quick as possible. Okay. And then the second question, can you go ahead and rephrase it?
The second question is, should we be considering encouraging builders to think about putting in fire suppression in new residential developments?
Well, I am a very big fan of residential suppression, residential sprinklers. I do see the benefits of sprinklers. We have sprinkler saves pretty frequently in the fire service. So if we had those in every single house out there, it would keep our residents safer. It would protect their homes from massive loss of damage. And then it would also keep all of us firefighters much safer for not having to go into those dangerous environments. So I see a huge benefit in residential sprinklers.
Thank you. Yep, obviously there's a cost to that, but at least maybe we start asking the question when we have developers in front of us. So thank you very much. Sure.
Mr. Bridges?
Yes, thank you, Dennis, for your presentation. You got a great presentation style. It come across as so realistic and personable, and it's a great quality, so I wanted you to know that.
Well, I got to say, I was trained by the Farmington Hills Fire Department.
Dennis is my neighbor in Farmington, North Farmington Hills, so I was to say that to him. Hey, listen, these fire alarms that we got, I had one installed in my home. A couple of those, a city installed a couple fire alarms. Does the battery last for 10 years or is it forever?
So our current group of fire alarms that have been donated or given to the fire department through this grant, they all have a 10-year battery.
Okay.
So that means, after 10 years, it's going to start chirping and then it needs to be replaced.
All right.
Still have to test those every month though, just to make sure.
Are those carbon monoxide, are those free too?
So there's no cost to those residents who are in need.
Okay, excellent. And so this is what makes one of the great things about Farmington. It makes it a great community. We have a very active fire prevention effort going on, which helps a lot regarding educating our citizenry in regards to how to prevent fires and what they can do in order to minimize being a victim of fire. So we appreciate your efforts there.
We're
Thanks,
going to
Dennis.
keep on. We're
All
going
right,
to keep
Dennis.
on.
Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate you.
Mayor Pro Tem Newland?
I want to thank you for including the carbon monoxide production, because we're still having a lot of power outages in the city, and you have people that run out and buy generators. And they really don't realize that not only does your regular heating element in the home produces carbon monoxide, but also that generator. And, many times my husband and I walked up and down the street or in the neighborhoods and like, oh, there's a new generator. Oh, they got a little too close to the house. And you've got carbon monoxide going into the home. So I thank you for including that kind of education for our residents.
And unfortunately, people are still using generators too close to their homes or within their home. We need to get the education message out there that that's very deadly.
Okay.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you very, very much.
All right, thank you.
Lieutenant.
And to our additional firefighters, hello. Next on the agenda is a proclamation recognizing October 2022 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Ms. Boliwer, do you want to read that one? I've got it right here.
No, I had a mint in my mouth. I'm sorry. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, October 2022. Whereas since approximately 1 in 8 U.S. women, about 13%, will develop invasive breast cancer over the course of their lifetime. National Breast Cancer Awareness Month is dedicated to increasing public knowledge about the importance of early detection And whereas breast cancer is the most common cancer in women in the United States, except for skin cancer, and breast cancer death rates are higher than those for any other cancer except for lung cancer. And whereas in 2022, there will be an estimated 287,850 new cases of invasive breast cancer diagnosed in women, 2,710 cases diagnosed in men, and an additional 51,400 cases of non-invasive breast cancer diagnosed in women, with an estimated 43,250 women and 530 men dying from breast cancer this year alone. And whereas the overall 5-year relative survival rate is 99% for localized disease, 85% for regional disease, and 27% for distant stage disease, with overall mortality rates declining due to increased awareness, treatment advances, and earlier detection through mammography screening, which is a simple, most effective method of detecting breast changes that may be cancerous long before physical symptoms become apparent. And whereas there are over 3.8 million women living in the United States today with a history of breast cancer, including women currently being treated and those who have finished ongoing treatment. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Vicki Barnett, Mayor of the City of Farmington Hills, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim October 2022 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month and encourage everyone to become aware of their risks for breast cancer, to undergo regular screening for early detection, and if diagnosed, talk to their healthcare providers about available treatment options.
Thank you, and we have this to present to you. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Barnett, members of City Council, and City Manager Mection. We are honored to accept the Breast Cancer Proclamation this year. Chances are everyone knows someone who has or is currently battling this horrible disease, and we certainly know the devastating effects that it has. As you know, your Farmington Hills firefighters annually show our support by wearing customized uniform t-shirts during the month of October. With me this evening is Sergeant Robin Cheverett, who will talk about this year's design, what's been done with the proceeds, and most importantly, where to get one.
Thank you, Chief. Like Chief said, my name is Robin Charette. I've been with Farmington Hills for a little over 10 years now. I've been making these t-shirts for 8 years, and over those 8 years, we made a little over $34,000. The proceeds have been donated to the Beaumont Cancer Foundation, where we can help local women in Farmington Hills, whether it be a wig, medications, or even help pay for some of their bills. Recently, 2 years ago, we helped pay for a new MRI machine. Just a little bit of our proceeds went to that to help with other donations that they got. This year, we're doing something a little different. We created an online store that will have men's, women's, kids, t-shirts, hooded sweatshirts, ranging anywhere from $25 to a hoodie for about $33. Portions of those proceeds do go to a kitty that goes to our foundation to help the Beaumont raise money. The store will be open for the rest of this week to September 23rd. It closes at noon. Those people that made those orders by that date shall receive their shirts by October 9th. I'll leave some flyers in the back if anybody would like some flyers. There's a little website to go to make a purchase. It'll also be posted on the local fire department's website, Facebook, and also I'm going to talk to the city about putting it on the city website tomorrow. So it'll be available for everybody on the public. And then also, if there's any questions, I do have shirts for city council members as well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. Any questions?
I don't have a question, but most of you know my daughter Samantha Steckloff was diagnosed at 31 with invasive ductile breast cancer. And what we learned during her process of recovery was that many, many young women under the age of 35 may find a lump or experience some other symptom that could be related to breast cancer, and they're reluctant to call their physicians, and their insurance policies, they're too young to qualify for a free mammogram. I want them to know they know their health, they know their bodies more than anybody else, and do not take no for an answer in getting a mammogram if you feel you need one. We know that breast cancer is hitting people younger and younger, both men and women, and colorectal cancer is growing in numbers in younger people as well. So I urge everybody, male or female, young or old, to make sure that you recognize the symptoms in your own body and find a doctor that will deal with you as an adult and help you take care of addressing the situation. Thank you. Thank you. It's especially poignant for me for you guys to be doing what you're doing.
I was going to give you hand them out.
Thank you.
From the email I knew.
Okay.
If nothing fits, let me know I have them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, my very first year, I gave her the shirt. It's actually in the paper. I still have it.
Oh, thank you.
We'll put it up. It's not October yet.
Okay, so you all heard that. Check with your doctor. If your doctor doesn't take you seriously, find a new one. Next item on the agenda is
Correspondence.
yes, correspondence, thank you. Has anybody received any correspondence that has come to them and not to everybody else? Nope. Okay, moving on. We're at consent agenda. Consent agenda, all items under the consent agenda are considered routine, administrative, or non-controversial by the city council, and we enacted in one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or citizen so requests, in which event the items will be removed from the consent agenda for consideration. I will turn it over to the Mayor Pro Tem to read the consent agenda for tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. The consent agenda as published this evening. Number 5, recommend approval of the 2023 Auto Theft Prevention Act Sub-Represent Agreement with Oakland County. This is CMR 92284. Number 6, recommend approval of award of bid for a wheel loader to AIS Construction Equipment in the amount of $217,156. This is CMR 92285. Number 7, recommend approval of award of bid to the Hospitality Linens Rental and Cleaning Services to Sewn Linen Services in the estimated amount of $20,000 per year with extensions. This is CMR 92286. And number 8, recommended approval of request for employment under section 10.01A of the city charter for a guest services position.
Okay, Dr. Bruce?
Mayor, I would move the approval of the consent agenda items number 5 through 8 as read by the Mayor Pro Tem.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved by Dr. Bruce, seconded by Councilmember Knowles and Councilmember Bridges. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Council members Bruce,
Yes.
Bolaware,
Yes.
Bridges,
Yes.
Newland,
Yes.
Knoll,
Yes.
Massey,
Yes.
and Mayor Barnett.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next item is public questions and comments. Anybody come forward, limited to 5 minutes for any item of business not on the city agenda tonight. So if you would like to come forward, please do. No one's rushing forward, so I will close the public questions and comments. We are back to city council. Council members' comments and announcements.
I have a comment there.
Yes, Mr. Bridges.
Madam Mayor, I just wanted to, last Wednesday, Ken, right? Last Wednesday, you and I attended the Optimus installation dinner.
Last Wednesday.
Councilmember Massey and I were installed as officers for the Farmington Optimus Club last week.
Wow.
And we're very happy to have that type of role there. And Farmington Optimus Club does wonderful work for our community, as you know. They specifically, as basically, and I know Councilmember Bruce is also a member of the club as well. It's a great organization that provides a lot of great programs for our youth, from annual fish day, teaching kids how to fish, They also have a program for oratorical contests. They also have programs for other educational initiatives, and they have a youth optimist club as well. It's a great organization and does a lot of great work for our community. They have an annual scholarship program where kids are awarded a scholarship from each of the schools, high schools. So it's a great organization, and Ken and I and Randy also, we look forward to having that organization continue to be a major part of our community in regards to youth activities.
Great. Congratulations, you two. Dr. Massey.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And I just want to remind our listening audience and council that on October the 12th, Farmington Safe will be hosting our resource fair right here in both City Hall, in the foyer area, as well as in council chambers. It opens up, the doors open at 6:30. Right now, we have 26 mental health vendors that are going to be participating, and we'd love for the community to come out. This is one of the big major areas of focus for Farmington Safe, which is to connect people with the resources that are here within our community and in our county before they have a challenge or somebody they know has a challenge, so they know where to come. So it's right here, October 12th, 6:30 to about 8:30, and there's about each one of the participants will get a 2-3 minute elevator speech to tell us a little bit about your organization, with the majority of the time being people can go to those various vendors, pick up the materials, and know what's going on. So thank you very much.
Very good. Anyone else?
Yes. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to attend the library extravaganza with my council members, Councilman Massey and Mary Newland, and this event was fantastic. They had hundreds of individuals that come out to the library to learn about the library services, and it was truly representative of our diverse community. We had everyone show up there. I have never seen anything like that in my 26 years of living here in Farmington Hills. So I'd like to thank the director, Secrets, and the board, the library board, along with the staff and the Friends of the Library for putting that event on. There are so many services that our library offer. And the one thing that I was surprised about is that they have a seed library where you can go out, or seed catalog, I should say, and get seeds, and from flowers to vegetables to plant and grow, in addition to all the other myriad of services that a library offers. It's a fantastic community library. It's the right library for our community. It offers services for every citizen that live, or not just citizen, but for everyone who lives in our community, whether it's English as a second language, computer software, writing, so many children's program, and they have like we have Dozier in our police department. They have Paws at the library. It's a beautiful dog. And I would say that if you have a chance, please come out and visit our library. It's fantastic. And I really thank all of those who put that event together, and hoping that our event our open house here at the City Hall will be just as exciting as that one. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Anyone else?
I would like to ditto what Jackie said. The library event was absolutely wonderful. It was long lines. Children were very much engaged. And also a shout out to the commission I am liaison to, which is our Families Youth and Council Commission. And they had their second time where children could come and paint rocks, because it'll be a few more weeks, but we're going to have an installation of a kindness garden at Heritage Park, where a child could have painted a rock either at the farmer's market or at the library yesterday, and then they'll be able to go and see it, actually now beautifying the Heritage Park.
That is a wonderful program. I just love that. That's so terrific. Anyone else? Nope, it's time for the city manager update.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Just a couple things to remind our viewing public. We have our 2 informal cannabis public information workshops with City Council that are scheduled to be held here in City Council chambers. The first one is 6 p.m. on Monday, October 3rd. And the second one is 9 a.m. Tuesday, October 4th. Hope to see some folks in our community come out to those. And also for them to, just wanted to let those folks know to please review our city's website in relation to the work that we've already done, so they can come up to speed to understand all of the efforts that our city staff and city council have put forth to really get a 360 view of the whole cannabis opportunity. And then secondly, we heard it earlier this evening, the city open house is Saturday, October 8th from noon to 3 p.m. here at the City Hall complex. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, and I know our city, our event, open house is going to be fantastic. And we're going to have, what type of programs are we going to, events are we going to have at our open house? Yes,
Well, I
sir.
think you heard a lot about it tonight. You're going to
Yeah.
see some demonstrations from our police department and from our fire department. We always, my favorite is watching a model kitchen go up in flames. There's the Christmas tree, the Christmas tree fire display. There's the cutting of the brand-new vehicle, which always brings a tear to my eye when I see almost a brand-new vehicle getting cut apart. But, and along with that, you'll see a lot of DPW vehicles. You'll see our police. I think we'll have our motorcycles out there, drone presentation, hot dog, and I think a vegetarian option for those that don't participate in hot dogs, those types of things. So it'll be a great event. Hopefully we have good weather, and if we don't, the rain date is that next that Sunday immediately following. So it would be October 9th.
Will Dozier be making an appearance at our open house?
That's my understanding. The newly retired Dozier will be making an appearance.
Oh, okay.
We're having a retirement party. How nice.
Yes.
Okay, I want to remind everybody that while next Monday is the fourth Monday of the month, we will not be having our meeting. We reschedule it to this week so that we could wish all of our Jewish friends and neighbors a happy New Year, happy Rosh Hashanah, and a joyous holiday season for all. And that brings us to going into a closed session. We need to move to consider approval to enter into a closed session to discuss collective bargaining agreements for the Teamsters and International Association of Firefighters. And note, please, that council will return to an open session immediately following that closed session to take any action if needed at this time. So just stay tuned until the meeting is finally closed if you want to join us back after closed session. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion,
Yes.
Mayor, that we enter into closed session to discuss collective bargaining agreements for the Teamsters and International Association of Firefighters, the IAFF.
Support.
It's been moved by Councilmember Knowles, seconded by Councilmember Massey. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Council members Bolaware,
Yes.
Bridges,
Yes.
Newland,
Yes.
Knoll,
Yes.
Massey,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
and Mayor Barnett.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we will now enter closed session, and we will come back to either take any action. No action takes place in a closed session. So we will, any action we want to take tonight, we'll come back in to an open session. And if there's no action, we'll still come back in to adjourn the meeting in public. So right now, we are going into a closed session.